So people are asking questions about the failed Pi Sapien controller. Now look, once I had a Raspberry Pi and all that stuff glued to the back of the controller, it looked like a nightmare. Sure, I could 3D print something, but forming it to the controller would also be a nightmare. And how am I going to silkscreen all these instructions onto the controller? That's another question, especially the dust cap ones. As you can see, the controller had multiple modes that it would respond to, and nothing stays on the freaking controller. Here's how the primary kinetic system worked. You could have an in and out button for each respective modifier button, whether it be the feet, the wrists, the shoulders, and the claws. So you could control the robot one part at a time, and this was pretty intuitive compared to the original remote. You could look around with relative positioning like this. You'd be able to blink if it was out this way while you were doing it, and if you clicked it while it was in the middle, that would reset the head. While walking, you could just, do the normal walking, and then stop walking, and then walk locking. There is the automatic mode, which would turn the robot back into an AI machine. And the tilt buttons didn't need all these modifiers, so it was just implemented right here, so you could tilt the robot left and right. The toggle button toggles every movement you give the robot for up to 10 seconds to avoid burning out the motors, but you could do more complicated things with that. Then you could press the mode button once and the screen would reflect the fact that you're in mode 2 and the controller would vibrate twice. Then it would access a new animation for fighting I made called Topple. There's program and play right here and here. There's kick right here, which is another thing I added. And then grab, throw, sweep, and strike, as you may remember, had more than one option, so essentially they still work like modifier buttons, and the fact that you can choose 1 and 2, because that's in blue. Now, Robo Sapien originally had some pre-programmed actions like strike 1, 2, and 3, but there's not throw 1, 2, and 3, so I was implementing a throw 3. Same with sweep 3 and grab 3, so you had a few more options. And then you had the fight mode button that would activate an automated fighting mode where it decimates anything that comes its way to the Metal Mario theme, looping indefinitely. So yeah, this is primarily for combat, except for these things. The analog stick itself did nothing in the blue mode, but you could turn it in a certain direction, and then you could do capture, record, whistle, and then there was high five. Then you had guard, where it basically got turned into a sentry turret, pose, roar, which everyone knows what that is and loves it, and then dozer, which everyone also knows what that is and loves it too. You know when Robo Sapien goes forward and ignores his buttons and goes duh, duh. I don't know, I always kind of like that. Press the mode button a third time and you got dance 1, 2, 3, 4, demo 1, 2, 3, 4. You could make the robot yawn, sleep, or say yes and no. Then you had copy, where the robot would use its PoseNet module to copy everything that you do. And then follow, where the robot would play follow the leader. Fart, which everyone knows what that is and loves it. And burp, everyone also knows and loves that. Then you could put it in arm mode, and doing this would have done that. Doing this would have done that. And doing this would result in the claw servos opening or closing. Then there's the running mode, change face, intuitive but ultimately outpaced by an Android application.